Yo, what up? Read your mind here, UrbanRcLA. Okay, I think I'm going to start with my favorite part on the TT02 Kit build. If you haven't watched the first video where I show you all the parts and everything I have lined up for this, go ahead and check the last video in the playlist and you'll see all the parts we have set up for this build. Last video I showed you what it was going to look like. I'm going to go for this type of look. You can see here, I'm going to go for that type of look because I really like that baby blue color. But we're going to do some red stripes and a little bit of black around the edges just to give it a real custom feel. So I think today is laying down the blue. This is PS3 is the one I found to be the closest to that blue I'm going for. I already prepped, I washed the body out with soap. I scrubbed it down with, you know, like a, what do you call it, Bristol steel wool kind of, very lightly, and masked it up. And now I'm going to lay down the first coat of blue. So take up the can. I always get really nervous when I do this part because I've been known to spray too much. So I think I'm going to take it a little bit at a time to make sure that I do it right. So let's do this. Okay, just going to make sure all the tape is down nice and tight. Bleed colors. Just going to do a light first coat. I don't want to go too heavy on this. I want this to work out really nice. So hopefully I don't ruin it. Okay, there we have, I think I've laid down my first coat of paint. I can tell there's going to be many more coats to go. So I'm going to leave this here to dry for about 20 minutes before I come back and apply my second coat. So exciting! Okay, here we are for coat number 2. I'm going to still stay real light and try to hit some of those nooks and crannies that I can see are missing some paint. Since I'm going to go over this area over here with red, I want to make sure I have a good solid coat of blue so it doesn't bleed through because red's a pretty striking color. So I got to make sure I get in all those nooks and crannies. So here we go. Okay, so that's coat number 2. We'll let that dry for about 10 more minutes and then do the final coat and I think we'll be good to go. You can see that's starting to look pretty killer in that baby blue. My favorite color. If I was going to buy a Porsche, I would buy baby blue. Okay, coat number 3. I think it's getting pretty close to where I can lay it on a little bit thicker. I still notice there's quite a few areas where it's a little bit light, so I'm going to go a little heavier this time. Yeah, looks like it's coming along. That was a pretty heavy coat, so I'm going to leave it alone for a few minutes. And I'm going to do one more coat. And I think we'll be good for the next lick. Let it dry. You really got to enjoy the hobby, you know? Take your breaks. Do it right. Because Lord knows I've messed it up. So back in a minute, coat number 4. Okay, here we are, 4th and final coat. And then I'm going to move on to the red. I did notice there were some red stripe stickers in the actual decals, but the red stripe stickers aren't quite long enough, and I don't want to piece them together around, so I'm going to try to do the stripe in red. There may be a little bit of fudging here and there, but you know, what can you do? It's the body of an RC. You can always get another one. They're cheap. They're like 25 bucks. So here we go, final coat. Probably a good idea to hold your breath during this, because I just totally breathed the whole bunch in there, and now I think the insides of me are blue. Might turn into a Smurf. I think I'm about out of paint. Quick last check. It's looking all pretty dark in there. Yeah, the doors are a bit tricky, but yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. Alright, here we go. 4th and final coat. Let that dry. Next up, the red. Let's give it a go. Okay, here we are. I did notice when I was painting, some of the masking would start to peel as I painted. I think the paint has an effect of like moistening it up and it starts to loosen. So I have some tiny pieces over here you can see where there's literally like a little tiny goober right there, goober right there. But you know, I know that the decal kit comes with framing for the windows as stickers. So I think that may just cover it up. Probably won't notice it. But right now I'm going to remove the masking for where I'm going to put the red, so that way I can do the actual next step, which is to paint the red. See how that turned out? Yeah, that's relatively, there's a little bit of goober right there, but no worries, I'm not bummed out. And normally there are people out there that take painting bodies very, very seriously. I'm talking about you, Hemistorm. By the way, Christopher Graff, what up? I was really, really intimidated by painting bodies until you had that interview with me. I really appreciate all the help that you've given me, and to the whole RC community as a whole. We really appreciate you out there. So thumbs up to Hemistorm. If you guys haven't checked out his channel already, it's Hemistorm RC on YouTube. Go check it out. And on Facebook, check him out there too. So he takes it really seriously. But if you're gonna get bodies just to bash them, just paint them quick, because they're gonna die in like a week anyways. So unless you're looking for a shelf queen, just go for it. It's going to bring the whole look together when you add in the decals. Let me see if I can show you the decals real quick. So I'm basically going with these decals from the kit, these ones. So those will go on the side, and then we'll have the red carrying the look throughout. I'm going to take a look at that. Oh, hell yeah, that is gonna pop. That's actually gonna look a lot better than I thought it was gonna look. Ooh, love it. Get the rims on, get it all painted up, stoked. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna get to painting the red now, so hopefully it won't bleed through. I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. Let's go paint. Just enough to make it red. Alright, now remember, if you're painting, do it in a well-ventilated area and wear a mask. I'm doing neither. So if I'm not here tomorrow, you guys don't know why. Here we go. I think I did it. Let's check it out. That looks pretty good. That's going to be sweet. All right, we're going to let let it dry for a little bit. Then I have these little skirts that I left on where I trimmed the body a little bit higher. I think I'm going to paint that black just to tie it all together. 3-color. That's next. Okay, we got the red done. I think that's going to look pretty sweet with the graphics. I think it's going to be awesome. Now I'm going to finish up with the black on the bottom. Now this is a look that I kind of threw in there last minute to add some side skirts. I don't know if it's going to actually work or look good. I might have to end up trimming it all the way off, or maybe the black kills the color combination. I have no idea, but thought about it, and I like that really low look, and I think it's something different to this year because low riding wasn't really, you know, that big of a thing for Carreras at this time. So it's just a little bit of added custom look to it that I think might be appealing. So I'm going to get this masking tape off. Yeah, get the masking tape off and see if I can give it just that little bit of extra polish. It'll make it look badass. So, alright, let's do that. Okay, now one thing to remember too is the interior paint scheme, if you're doing clear windows like I'm doing, is going to be shown. So I was battling back and forth whether or not I wanted blue on the inside or black, and what it boiled down to is that the roll cage that I bought is white. So in order to show off the roll cage, I wanted to go with the black inside. So I'm actually going to coat this whole thing with black, if I have enough paint. And I think that looks pretty good. So there you have it. The paint job. I can't wait to get the plastic off and take a look at it. I can already see there's some spots where black's coming through. I guess I should have planned for that, but no worries. I think overall it came out pretty good. So we're gonna let it dry and see what it looks like. Okay, there you have the basic look of it. I think that looks pretty sweet. Okay, there you go. A few minutes later, I added some decals to it, and you can see exactly what it looks like. I think that looks pretty sick. So that's the first phase, getting the body done. I think I might throw some extra decals on there when I get a chance to. But I think it looks pretty clean now. Got just the right ones on. I think the red looks okay. So there you have it. The paint job is complete. On to building the chassis. Remember, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please, I'd love to hear your comments. And as always, if you haven't already subscribed to UrbanRcLA, please do. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Peace.